Governor Tina Kotek is coming up on 1 year in office, and one of the biggest issues of her campaign was tackling the housing crisis. 11 months later, she says she's probably not going to meet one lofty goal for getting people back into housing. Earlier this year, the governor passed an emergency order aimed at preventing homelessness, expanding shelter capacity, and rehousing people. Now, it looks like she is going to get close to meeting 2 of her 3 goals. According to data from Oregon Housing Community Services, they're just under 80% of the way to adding 600 new shelter beds. 475 have been created as of September, and about halfway toward the goal of preventing 8,700 people from becoming homeless. Right now, they prevented just over 4,300 people from losing their homes. But when it comes to getting people into housing from shelters, only a little over 200 families now have homes. In Multnomah County, it's only 4. That's far short of the goal of rehousing 1,200 households by January.
We're on track, if not exceeding our goals around building new shelter capacity. We're doing a really good job about eviction prevention. I think we had systems in place. The rehousing effort has been the hardest one. Some of that relates to our housing crisis. We literally don't have housing in some communities when people have transitioned and gotten stable to go into housing. It's really hard. I'm having individual conversations with stakeholders to help us out. Landlord groups, housing authorities, other folks to say, what can you do more to help us get folks rehoused? I will tell you, I think it's the number that's going to be hard to meet in January. And that is a direct reflection of the lack of housing, affordable housing that's available in communities. But we're going to keep trying.
Governor Kotek says that during the upcoming legislative session, she's going to ask legislators to pass about $600 million in one-time funds aimed at housing production. She says it's her #1 priority. She's also pushing for longer-term rent assistance to help keep people housed after they come out of shelters and into housing. Also coming up during the session, potential changes to Measure 110. Earlier this month, a group of Oregon Republicans sent a letter to the governor calling for changes to the law that decriminalized drug use. They want criminal penalties to return for possession, including mandated treatment, as well as a ban on public drug use. Earlier this year, a coalition of business leaders called for similar changes, where they said they'd bring an initiative to next year's ballot. Another lawmaker has asked the governor to call a special session to figure out 110.
I'm not calling for a special session. The session is coming up. We're right on top. It's coming very quickly. That's where we're going to find solutions. That's why I'm focusing on the Joint Committee on Addiction and Community Safety. I think that is the place where we're going to come up with the solutions, whether it's banning public use, dealing with some of the issues that law enforcement has and being able to get drugs off the streets. I am open to what comes out of that committee. It's a priority for Oregonians, and we have to understand how we get this system to work better for people and keep our communities safe.
We're also keeping an eye on the governor's Central City Task Force. That's the group of local leaders convened to come up with solutions for downtown Portland. They're giving their recommendations in less than 2 weeks, and you can bet we'll be watching. Up next.